Hello, M2 soccer fans, and welcome to the latest edition of the M2 review. And I guess I should say hola as well, as we head south of the border to Mexico to welcome back the Chihuahua Savage, as they have announced they will be returning to the M2 pitch for the 21-22 season, which of course will commence later this year, late in the fall, early in the winter. And very exciting to have the Savage back in, and very pleased this afternoon to be joined by Joel Torres, who is the owner of the Savage, who's actually outside his arena right now because the Savage are playing in the Summer Mexican Pro League, and he can tell us a little bit about that. And also by Eduardo Fong, who works in the front office for the Savage. And thank you to Eduardo, who will serve as our translator today. So, guys, welcome back to M2. Eduardo, maybe you and Joel can work on giving us all a little history lesson of the Savage, because you guys played in 2019-20, won the regular season championship, and it was really a spectacular debut. So maybe just a little bit of history on the Savage, both in M2 and in the bigger picture, how you're playing this summer in Mexico as well.
All right. Thank you very much. We're very happy to be here. I'm going to translate it for Joel and see what he has to say.
Great.
Nos pregunta si podemos platicarle un poco de la historia de Savage, cómo nos fue en la temporada 2019 y cómo nos está yendo ahorita con los juegos de las finales de la Liga Mexicana de Fútbol Rápido Profesional.
Sí, pues la historia de Savage empieza hace 3 años, donde iniciamos en una ciudad que en Chihuahua, y como fuimos avanzando en México, pues quisimos hacer algo importante para este equipo, y vimos que la liga MASL, la Major Arena Soccer League, era la más importante de fútbol indoor en el mundo, pues, y quisimos incursionar. Compramos una franquicia de la MSL 1 a Soles de Sonora, y quisimos entrar en la 2 para ver el nivel que traíamos aquí en esta ciudad, y se hizo con puro jugador local. El equipo era 100% jugadores del municipio de Chihuahua, y jugamos la temporada pasada en la MSL 2, donde pues la experiencia al jugar en Denver, en Wichita, en Texas, pues vimos que sí podíamos competir contra equipos grandes como lo que son ellos, y pues se logró el resultado de como no teníamos la opción de que vinieran a México, pues teníamos que jugarles ida y visita, o sea, y para nosotros pues fue un gasto como si fuera M1, pero quisimos que Estados Unidos conociera un equipo mexicano que estábamos haciendo las cosas profesionalmente, y que estamos trabajando día al día, como hoy en la mexicana. Aquí estamos en una arena en Chihuahua, donde están las finales nacionales, y estamos ahorita rankeados en los primeros lugares nacionales, y pues estamos dando resultados, y la idea es regresar a la M2. Ahorita tenemos aproximadamente como 1,000 futbolistas asociados al Savage en diferentes equipos. Es por eso que tomamos la decisión de seguir en la M2 y poder, bueno, también mujeres, y también pues seguir y dando resultados. En mi experiencia en la MSL2 es que hay mucho mexicano en Estados Unidos. De hecho, en Wichita hubo 4,000 gentes en el juego, y más o menos como 800,000 eran mexicanos que nos veían, o sea, que estaban en Estados Unidos, que son gente que vivió en México y que tiene 20, 30 años en Estados Unidos, y nos sigue mucha gente de Estados Unidos gracias a ese torneo, y es por eso que también queremos ser gente, que la misma gente que de Chihuahua, que nos siga en Estados Unidos y que vaya y nos visite en los juegos de visita. Para mí eso es muy importante.
All right. So a little bit of history about the Savage team. We started here in Chihuahua as a local team, and what Joel said is that as he looked at this project, that this project was growing, we wanted to join to an important league. We found out that MASL was the most important league in the US, and we wanted to take this project to that league just to show how a Mexican team plays, and we wanted to prove ourselves that we were capable of competing in a league of that level. Our first season was a hard one because we had to go and play as visitor most of the games, trying to show to the teams in the US that we had a level to be a competitive team here, to build a competitive team here in Mexico. Right now, the Savage project, it's bigger than we ever thought. We have over 1,000 players associated or trying to play for Savage right now. When in the beginning the team was basically formed only by local players, and right now we have some players from outside the city playing for us. We when we get to the MASL, what we did was purchase a franchise that was actually playing in Sonora for the Sonora Suns, and transfer that to Chihuahua. So for us, is our next step, of course, is to go back to the M2 again and to have a great season. We have been prepared to do that. A proof of that is that Savage is right now playing finals in the Mexican League, which is the higher circuit in Mexico, and we think that we can do it again. We can have a great season and have a competitive team playing in M2 for the season two.
Well, you guys had a spectacular debut last year, or the last year that we played a full season. And I heard Joel sprinkle Wichita in there a couple of times because that was a spectacular weekend. Really, M2 fans, maybe the best M2 game ever played in January of 2020 up in Wichita. Big crowd in Hartman Arena. Great soccer. The first of those two games went to an extra shootout. I mean, it was that close. It was that intense. And maybe Joel could share some thoughts about that weekend and that game in particular, because maybe that was the game that defined M2 to date, and you guys were a part of it. What does he remember about that weekend and that game that went to the shootout round in particular?
Nos pregunta sobre el juego de Wichita en particular. ¿Qué es lo que piensas de ese juego? ¿Lo considera uno de los juegos más importantes, no solo de la temporada, sino de la historia de la liga? Entonces, ¿qué piensas sobre ese juego? ¿Qué recuerdas? ¿Qué es lo que más te gustó?
Pues no, a mí me gustó el apoyo que tiene Wichita hacia su equipo. Es un equipo pues que ya tiene varios años. Pues dejó de estar en la liga y volvió a entrar, pero tiene una afición muy importante, que con esa afición pues ellos tienen que dar resultados, y la verdad para mí ese juego pues fue como la cereza del pastel para poder seguir con este proyecto, donde pues demostramos que nuestro equipo es competitivo, aunque estemos fuera de casa. Y pues a mí yo me quedo grabada la afición de Wichita. Es muy buena afición y me encantó la afición de Wichita.
Okay, he said, well, the most remarkable thing about being there was the fans. He said great fans in Wichita, and of course he thinks that they had a team that was playing to do the right things to keep them in interested, and that the team owed a great show for those fans. Very impressive, and to Savage it meant that game meant, the cherry at the top of the cake. Say it was a crucial game for Savage, because after that game we decided to keep on this project after we saw that we were competitive enough to play with one of the greatest team in the league at that moment.
Yeah, it was a spectacular weekend. Both teams came in 5-0, and the level of play, and you watch some of the highlights from that weekend, and I mean the fans were all literally standing at the arena during the late in the game and in the shootout. And I think the Savage had quite a few fans there as well that actually made the trip to Wichita, which certainly speaks to the volume of support that you've been able to generate already down there. So it was very exciting and a lot of fun. Let's just look ahead now to the 2021 season and what the expectations are for the Savage, both as a team and for the MASL 2 as a whole. Seems like a pretty exciting for both. And what are your expectations now going forward?
¿Qué esperas de esta nueva temporada, Joel? ¿Cuál es el proyecto de Savage? ¿Qué resultados queremos? ¿Qué vemos para el futuro de Savage como equipo y en la liga?
Pues veo que la organización y el comité de la MSL2 mejoró por mucho. Vemos que la gente con la que hemos ahorita estado relacionando tiene pues una importancia hacia nosotros, que somos un equipo mexicano, ¿verdad? Y nos sentimos arropados por el comisionado nuevo. Es por eso que tomamos la decisión de seguir. Veo la incursión de nuevos equipos como Chicago Mustang, que es un equipo que los venimos siguiendo de hace tiempo y ha dado muy buenos resultados, como Cleveland, y veo que la liga va a crecer gracias al nuevo comisionado que tiene la M2.
Okay, first of all, he wants to say thank you to the new committee and the commissioners in the M2. We're very excited of the opportunity to play against some teams that we have been following, like Chicago and in Cleveland, of course. One of the things is that we're very happy to be back because we feel very welcome for by the new commissioner and all of his team. We're very excited that they are doing a lot of things to try to increase Mexican teams in the league, and of course to extend the league to southern U.S. where we will be more than happy to be. And we're looking forward to have a great season and great games like the like our previous participation in the M2. So, Brian, I think we lost your audio. Your audio.
Yep, sorry about that. Thank you, guys. I was just saying, I can't wait until you guys are back as part of M2. Your play was so spectacular. And when Wichita comes up on the schedule next winter, we all may have to make a trip out to Hartman Arena to see that game because it'll be worth the effort. And I know not only the fans of the Savage and the Wings would look forward to that, but everybody in M2 will look forward to it as well as we do your return. So, guys, thank you so much. I know you're busy, Joel. Thank you for your time. We really appreciate it. Joel at the outside the arena with the Savage playing in the finals down there in Mexico. Good luck to you guys in that. And Eduardo, we thank you for your yeoman's work in translating the words of Joel. And we know you guys are a great team, not only on the floor, but off it as well, proving that again today. And we wish you a lot of luck. So congratulations on getting back to M2. We're excited to have you and look forward to your return. So, guys, that'll do it for this edition of the M2 review. Don't forget the Chicago Mustangs will make their debut this weekend in Chicago when they host Omaha on Saturday and Cleveland on Sunday as action really begins to heat up in the months of April and May for the M221 season. So until next time, everyone, be well, be safe, and have a great week, everybody.